Mark kicking off the super challenge with the 5 banana rounds. Spring has indeed sprungage.
You guys go to Gilly.
Alright, let me turn this camera around. Let's see. Bonk. What up? Let me get situated. Woo. Mark, thank you very much for kicking that off. That is absolutely awesome. Let me set my shot up here. Alright, cool. We're live. Let me say hello to a few people. Let me say hello to, let's see, Chris, Nat and Frank, Carolyn, Cleveland, Mary, All Classics, Art, Great Dane Mom, N90, Mr. Vacation, Val Marie, Donna, John Olson, me and the Beverly Hillbillies. What up, Jed? Lee, Tamika, Carolyn. Let's see. Hold on. Let me do something real quick here. Alright. I think I'm set now. Alright. Let's see who else is here. BSKY, Chrissy, Trisha, Jacob, Janice, Dave Venus, Javier, Max Green, Tom Lars, Chevy Stubby, John York, member for 2 years. What is going on? That is absolutely freaking awesome. Base Brooks, Aaron, Stewart, what's going on? Oh, I said Cleveland. Maria, Century with the 5 Bananagramas. Shout out, brother. Hope all is well. Shout out to the Bror Nation. And feel better, Nat. Nat's not doing good. Well, we're going to toss up some blessings for her. Jose. All right, let's see. Mary. All right, everyone's in the house. All right, where is we? It shouldn't be that hard to figure out. All you gotta do is look at the ceiling, you know where we is. I'm a little hoarse today. A horse. Alright, that's good. Got my coffee. I think I got another one on the way. We shall see. If we're at the TI late, you nailed it. Because I was running a little late. You know, like when I start here, it's because I'm running a little late. Because this is so easy to get in and out. And once again, they were like, and what are you here for, sir? So I said to this one, I went, Buffalo. It was like, get on in. I still want to know what the wrong answer is. I'm here for Taylor Swift concert. I'm here for, what's the wrong answer? I gotta find out. You still have voice and coughing problem. I'm out of sync. Uh-oh. Let me fix the sinkage.
Whatever, but I want to do it now. Finish your cigarette and then we'll go. Okay, that sounds good. Whatever you want to do. What do you feel like? You guys are going to go.
Alright, we should be in sync now. John with the 5 Bananagramas. John York, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. Is we in sync now? Oh, Miss Google, check it out. Yeah, the Strat's gonna start, they're already charging for like what's called premium parking, which is like the first 2 floors that have easy access to the walkway and the escalator down, and then above that they're not charging yet, but they'll probably go to charging. I think that'll be the dumbest thing ever. Ms. Google, I see someone said hello to you, so I'm assuming you're there, but I haven't seen your name yet. Treasure Island is correct. So what am I gonna say? I'm going to say thank you very much. That was from Ms. Google. She sent me a cool smartwatch. I haven't figured out all the deets on it yet, but I know it does time, it does calendar, it does music, it does all sorts of things, and it's freaking, syncage is good. All right, it does all sorts of cool things. I got it on a little tight. Look at that. It's like cutting open the circulation. I got to fix that. And also thank you for sending the socks to help the homeless. Totally awesome. Finally made it to the P.O. box, and let's see. The V and the P are charging for parking now? When did that happen? I was just there a couple days ago. Is that accurate? Yeah, hit 22,000. That's been a haul because I've been at like up and down. Like I pick up 50 and I lose 40. I pick up 60, I lose 35 because, you know, I'm raw dogging it. You know, I just like I'm not biting my tongue. Speaking of which, today, unless you stand there, that must be totally new. That would suck. That's one of my spots. I gotta look into that a little deeper. And today we're going to talk about some, well, I'm going to stir the pot. I wouldn't say stir the pot, but we are going to talk about some potentially, how would I say? I wouldn't say controversial, but I'm going to get you to think, and we are going to talk about some stuff. Salud. But 22,000 is freaking awesome. It's like the past 3 weeks for some reason. They've been pushing the lives hard, and a couple of my things have taken off, and we're on a trajectory again. We were like kind of playing, now it's like this, you know, so we're going up. So 25,000 is right around the corner. Tamika, hey bro, recently, I saw that. I sent you a message. That is absolutely freaking awesome. And we'll talk about the additional benefits. If no one knows what Tamika's talking about, she joined Bror Nation Elite over on Patreon. That gets a whole level of benefits that everyone else isn't going to get. Just Tamika right now. I think we have 2 people on that level right now. Love you, appreciate that. And let's see what else. I am very proud. I'm mostly proud of you guys too, because I think that's awesome. You know, if it wasn't for you, there'd be no me. But before we get into a little pot stirring, 22 banana ramen from Janice. Thank you very much. You know what else I got today, Janice? I got, because I finally got around, because, you know, last week was kind of busy. I finally got around to hitting up my P.O. box, and I got a couple I got a couple products people want me to push a little bit. I'm gonna try them out first. I mean, they're good. They're apparently good, but I don't know if they're good enough to say, hey, I endorse this. So people send me shit all the time. I got a box of shit. I mean, literally, it just doesn't smell, but it's lots of shit that people have sent me, and they're like, oh, maybe your audience is like this. And I'm like, if I don't like it, I ain't like it. So I'm not going to just, you know, sell something for the sake of selling something. But someone sent me this collagen stuff that's supposed to, like, you know, I mean, you know, I'm on the Tige Hanley. I think the skin's looking absolutely freaking great since I started using that again, because I did use it and then I got off it. You know, you got to stay in it. And so we'll see what that is like, you know, and there's one other product. But anyways, I finally got around to the P.O. box, and I got the Stampede coffee cup. That thing can stop a bullet. It is built like a freaking tank. So I'm pretty proud of them for doing that, and looks pretty cool too. I'll show it on the next live stream. And let's see what else we gotta say. I gotta say something. I think I shaved my head too close. I can't think. Let me see. What do I gotta say? Bror Fredrik coming at you with another live stream here from the Las Vegas Strip. Starting out at the TI. We're going to walk around a little bit, see what we can see. It is absolutely freaking gorgeous out. It hit 76 degrees today, at least where I was. And when I got out to the car by me, it was still 71. By the time I got to the Strip, for some reason, it was 67. So spring has sprung, you know, heading to urgent care. That's not a good thing. Toss up some blessings for you. So spring has sprung here in Las Vegas, maybe a week late, but this is, I was saying something like it's a once every 100-year thing that it's this cold. Turns out today a news report came out and someone pointed my attention to it in the Bror Nation news group, and I suggest you join, that it's been the coldest spring in exactly 50 years. 1973 was the last time it was this cold. But trust me, I am not complaining. Don't wish it upon me. I'm not itching. This, to me, this weather at 74 is like, if I could find some place where this is summer, I would go. because this to me is like my threshold anymore. Like I'm hot right now in here with a semi-long sleeve shirt on, so yeah. So hopefully it stays like this at least another few weeks. But I forgot to ask you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when we do this again. It's cool, ain't it? Which is 2 to 5 times a week. And if you like sports channel, you know how to do that too. I got all sorts of links in the description. I got the Olight, the best damn EDC gear, and their I just worked out a deal with their sister company, which is Obuy, which has even more EDC gear on it. So I'll let you know when that kicks off. And again, check the look. Check the look. Look, even these are starting to, like I said, don't want them to go away, but they're definitely not as harsh as they used to be. So shout out to you, Shanley. 30% off, link in the description. Dudes, your skin is the first thing people are gonna notice about you, especially the ladies. So you're worth like less than a cup of coffee a day to look good. Thank you, Base. All right, enough of that. Oh, and I got the Patreons and the channel members. And again, thank you very much to, what the heck? Oh, I see that. Thank you, Joy, for posting that. And thank you again to Mika for the Patreon. Oh, let me see. Oh, we got another super chat. Congratulations, Bror Fredrik. Thank you very much, Mark. We hit 22 grand, 22,000. We're good. Now we gotta hit up 25,000. How about we do that by like the end of the summer? That's my goal. She never came back with my additional coffee, but I'm still sucking on this one. So what do we have to talk about real quick? We have to talk about, well, we don't have to talk about it per se, but let's all have just like a quick moment of silence for the tragedy in Nashville. You ready? Absolutely freaking horrendous. And of course, it's not being reported, you know, the way it needs to be. Although I will shout out, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. She's cool. It's not being reported in the fashion that fits the narrative, of course. I don't know if everyone pays attention to what's been going on, but the past few, I'm being very cautious about talking about this, but whatever. Truth is the truth. The past few incidents like that involving schools, I don't know if people know, but the past 3 have been perpetrated by the same type of individual. What's up, Marte? I don't know if people realize that or not. You know, that specific type of individual. How do I say this? The people who are using, ooh, this one has no sugar in it. Oh, I'm being so cautious. I'm just gonna say it. The people who are, the person who perpetrated this thing in Nashville used pronouns. The past 3 incidents of the same situations with schools have also been with people with pronouns. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Our president got up on a stage supposed to talk about it, and I don't know whether he's sick. I don't know whether he has, you know, dementia or whatever, but he went up there to talk about it to the people, the incident that happened in Nashville, and he began talking about ice cream and how like he likes different kind of ice creams, and talking about the beautiful children in the front row. Kind of freaking weird, you know? I mean, that's who's leading this country right now. Didn't, you know, eventually got around to saying it, and of course it's someone else's fault or whatever, but I did not know. After a little further research, that's how I found out that there was three in a row, not intermittently, were all done by people with pronouns. And I did not know that there is a militant movement in that group of people, specifically. Okay, they followed what Jane Fonda said on The View. She told them to go out and... Did she not? How come that's not being talked about? So they followed up with that, and you know, and the manifesto is to go after Christianity, Christians, and children. That's what we're dealing with right now. But of course, that is not being covered. But I do shout out the media over in Nashville for putting the footage on right away, for praising the officers right away. You know, thanks to them, this person's new pronouns are was and were. You know, so that is a good thing. But you know, they showed the last text to a friend, I'm gonna go do this, and blah 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 blah, you know, and left the manifesto and all this other stuff. And there's evidently a big movement afoot in this country, leaning towards doing more things like that happened yesterday in Nashville, and something's got to be done about it. I mean, they're being what's the word? Radicalized is what it is. I mean, you know, you do you. You want to put, you know, do that stuff, but. And F you, Jane Fonda. Okay, what else we got to talk about? Yeah, Bruce Willis got it too. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but I mean, there's groups. It's legitimate. They're forming those people are forming a militia, and they're specifically saying that, you know, there's some people who are actually praising what happened out there, which is freaking nuts. But just be aware of what's going on. I don't know. Do we got to keep talking about it? I don't think so. You make up your own mind about it. But, you know, to each their own, what they do in the bedroom. But I don't think your sexual preference is like a big fucking deal to anyone. You know, nobody cares what you want to do and how you want to do it, you know, but to do stuff like that, to make a statement, I mean, and then again, you shouldn't be passing out awards for it either. Is anyone passing out awards for your preferences in the bedroom? Why treat it like that? It's freaking bizarre. But that's where we are in this country now. You know, that part of society, which makes up a very small part, is becoming a protected class. It is, you know, and now they're gonna lash out on top of that and harm our children. I don't know. Just be aware, people, of what's going on out there. All right. Oh, let me read some super chats. For the Joy of Vegas, it's 22 Bananagramas from Paul and I. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let me read another one. Larry, and thank you for telling the truth, Bror. Check out the YouTube channel. Agreed. Everyone should. And let's see, Mark. All right, Mark's still sitting there. Yeah, it's a wild situation. The next thing, we're going to talk about two more, well, possibly three more things if we have time. Let me check my new smartwatch. It says we have at least an hour and a half to go. So we got three more things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about TikTok. We're going to talk about the new legislation around TikTok. And we're going to talk. Someone recently got into a conversation with me, and they asked me a very pertinent question, and it was via email. You guys know how to reach me, and kind of in person, kind of in email at the same time. But they asked me 2 questions. They were like, "Hey, Bror Fredrik, you know, you seem to have your finger on the pulse of relationship situations, the male and female dynamic." And I'm like, I know some stuff. I learned some stuff. So they asked me 2 simple questions. 1, what is the most valuable thing a woman can give to a man? And what is the most valuable thing a man can give to a woman? And we're going to talk about that if we have time. But we are going to talk about TikTok. And we are going to finish this coffee. And we are going to get outside because it's like absolutely freaking beautiful. Let me check out some more tweetage. All right, hold the replies. Love is not the answer. No, it's not. Sex and money is not the answer either. The answer is gonna surprise you people. Well, it's my opinion. And if you choose to come along for the ride of my opinion, so be it. But it is my opinion. But it's not what you think. Trust and security, not so much. Respect, support, no. Peace, that's one of them. Trust and respect, no. Attention, all right, well, we're getting warmer. We're getting warm. But what about, all right, we're going to talk about this. I can see this is going to be interesting. Like I said, it might stir the pot a little bit, but I'm in the mood. Either that or I'm going to talk about, pronouns. I don't want to talk about pronouns. This stream might already be knocked down because of it, because, the mainstream media was told, they weren't told this or told. It's just, the funny thing is they're saying a female did it. What about now the science works all of a sudden? Wasn't it when the science is convenient? You know what I'm saying? Do we even know what a woman is? How could they say woman? Oh wait, science, chromosomes? When it's convenient. Alright, I'm wound the F up now. So yeah, we might change the subject. Alright. Soul. Positive compliments. No. Alright, we gotta dive a little deeper. 315 people. Alright, I'm gonna turn this camera around. And then look at me. Hold up. This guy's gonna be yapping in your ear for the next hour or so. And bunk. I just, like I said, I gotta thank YT too, because YT is allowing me to go unplugged lately. They used to well, we'll see. I think I might have pushed the limits right now, but we shall see what's gonna go on. Tom Helm with the 10 banana rhyme is good health to all, and be careful out there, people. That's a freaking lootly. Alright, are we ready to jet? Yeah, well, like I said, there's other things to talk about besides 5 best places to eat shrimp, Not allowed to say, the entity that brought me into the world, who happened to have a certain chromosomes and a vajayjay. Don't get me, well, I'm already started. Yeah, next we're going to talk about TikTok and the train wreck that's going to ensue with that. Alright, you ready to get booking? It's still light out. People are digging these things. Adjust the camera activities. Oh, dang. Alright. I'm gonna have to pound this coffee like my life depended on it. Because it has no lid. I'm gonna end up wearing more of it. Where's a garbage pail? Well, first let me get my phone. Cool. love that shit. I saw her. She hit the major on a $2 bet for $658, and she immediately increased her bet from $2 to $5, and she had like $1,000 in there at one point. She hit them almost back to back, and now she's down to $157. You know, when you hit a major jackpot and you want to keep playing, go down, go to $1. Why go up? You know. I mean, yeah, okay, well, it's free money. It's not free money, it's your money. You just didn't get up yet. All right, let's get rid of this coffee. Yeah, that's a true gambler. Yeah, that's the definition of gambling. I beat the odds. Let me see if I can beat the odds again. All right, coffee. Let me get nice and wound up to talk about TikTok. Alright, oh, I don't want to waste it. Some people like have a problem with wasting beer. I have a problem with wasting coffee. I'm not wasting, I just want to get highly caffeinated. Like, some people are more fun when they're drunk. I'm more fun when I'm highly caffeinated. Alright. Let's get out in Vegas. What up, Vegas? And let's bounce off that Wi-Fi real quick. Whoa. Where are we? Wi-Fi disconnect. That was pretty freaking smooth. I never even noticed that big decanter there. The tree, what are we doing there? Oh, there we go. The sky rats are breeding like crazy in Las Vegas. You could hear them knocking boots at night, you know? They're like boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, 7 days later, there's 10 of them. It's weird. All right, you're going to be in town in 23 days. Awesome. Come say hello. You know what? Maybe someone remind me, if we're over there, let's take the tram back. Tram rides are always fun. Ew, my hand is all sticky. Look at all these polite people. They give all the F's. They're just like, they're all looking at me. They're like, who is that guy? Who is that rebel? Who is that lawbreaker? Dang. See that? See them all looking at me? That's why Wyatt Earp was my favorite lawman. He was like an outlaw lawman. Kind of dig that vibe. I'm a freaking outlaw.
The White Tigers, they kept...
Just joking, lawyers. Always gotta preface everything. Yeah, I'm ready to go back. I want to go back to last week. That was fun. All right, what are we ready to talk about TikTok yet? The travesties of TikTok? No, this has nothing to do with TikTok. All right, let's talk about this real quick. Let me get my other phone out. See what's what. Hold everything. I put my phone, my reading the chat phone in the wrong pocket. I hope I didn't block like 99 people. Pocket blocked them. I think we're good. Whoa. Just walked into that giant dude. Dang, they hit me with a commercial. Expedia.com. They have the guy from Rambo doing Expedia.com commercials. He played the British Special Forces guy that Rambo was going to put an arrow in his face. He's doing Expedia commercials. All right. Thank you, Jennifer. All right, let's talk about TikTok. You know how I feel about TikTok. It's a spy app. You're giving away all your personal information and your credit cards to, you know, foreign entities, yada, yada, yada. I think everyone knows that by now. Most people don't care. I don't know why, but they don't care. But it's not my business. Hello, duck. So, if you're paying attention, got this law enforcement officer being interviewed with a giant camera. I want to interview him too. Let me see. Let's see if I can get in on it. Oh no, they're actually. The guys with the cameras are on the job too. No way. He's like repping Metro. He's like, what is he, like the new poster boy? They need law enforcement bad here in town. Wow, it got windy all of a sudden. So they're doing all sorts of recruiting. That might be for recruiting. Alright, back on the TikTok. Okay, so we all know about TikTok. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. You do you, I'll do me. But I warned you. Don't say I didn't tell you about TikTok. Anyhow, so I was curious, like truly curious, why both sides of the aisle was suddenly on board with banning TikTok. And I'm like, that is freaking unusual, because if you passed out like shillelaghs, you know, to the left and the right, they beat each other to death. They agree on nothing. So I'm like, why is the left agreeing with a ban on this? You know, like they went along with the right. I'm like, something is fishy about this situation. Okay, comes out today, in case, and you can go and look at this, comes out today that the proposed ban on TikTok is not a proposed ban on TikTok. It is a total and utter takeover of the rights of the United States citizen. No BS involved whatsoever. What do I mean by that? Let me get across this street real quick. Everyone remembers the Patriot Act, right? I mean, not everyone, but if you don't, go research it. Now, what that did was it took away a certain level of rights from the citizenry. It imposed a lot of surveillance on the citizenry. I mean, and they named it perfectly, the Patriot Act, because if you were against it, you weren't a patriot. Genius marketing, shout out marketing. Okay, this thing makes the Patriot Act look benign. That's why they all got on board so quick. I read this thing today, and it just made my ears bleed. It made my eyes bleed. So basically, what it says is, like, there's one line. Okay, let's ban TikTok. Okay, let's get on to the other 3,000 things they jammed into it. Okay, where do I start? If this bill passes, it gives the acronym agencies the right to monitor every single device you own, including your TV, including your phones, including your Ring doorbell, including your laptops, including your everything. Everything. Every single thing. Now you can say, well, they're doing that already. No, they're not. I mean, yes, there is, you know, the carnivore program and things like that. But that is based on keywords, you know, if enough of the same word that's on a list comes through, it'll trigger a red flag, and then it will, you know, but they still have to go and get the appropriate warrants and all this other stuff, right? Okay. This, however, it doesn't include that. Doesn't include that whatsoever. It has nothing to do with flagging. It has nothing to do with keywords. It is just an outright pants around the ankles on everything you do on and offline, even in your bedroom. Like if your TV has, you know, a camera, like a Wii camera, consider yourself doing amateur corn, because that's what's going to happen. Your Ring doorbells, your Alexa, your everything, every device is going to be monitored. Everything you do, everything you say, completely. Shout out Dogo. What up, Dogo? So basically, your freedom is gone. Now, you say, okay, well, they've been doing that. No, advertising agencies and companies have been doing that for years, not the acronym agencies. Now, what's going to happen with this is, oh, okay, let me tell you a few more things. If you try to circumvent that by going through a VPN, automatic 20 years in prison. Automatic 20 years in prison. That's in the bill. So if you try to opt out, per se, by going through VPNs, automatic 20 years in prison. It's in the bill. Freedom of Information Act, exempt. So if someone comes after you or anyone else and you want to get a Freedom of Information Act to find out why, unavailable. It's exempt from freedom of information. They can tag anyone at any time at their own discretion a enemy of the state and put you into a situation where you're basically an enemy combatant and you are not entitled to a trial. You're not entitled to due process or anything if they feel that you pose any type of threat or danger. Imagine this, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. And it'll be swept under the rug, and it'll be, well, it's for your safety. Like every 5 words is for the safety of everyone else, for the safety of everyone else, for the safety. What are you talking about? This started out as banning a spy app from a foreign entity. And now it's like the most invasive thing going. Like this guy's smartwatch, my smartwatch is going to start reporting. Because it's two-way, you know. Whatever you can speak into is also a listening device. It's absolutely terrifying, you know. I don't know what else to say about it. If that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what will. But everyone's just, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, according to who? According to you, perhaps you're not doing anything wrong, but at some point, someone's going to say you're doing something wrong. You know, just depends who's in power at the time. You know? So every citizen in this country is basically, how would I say, under threat of persecution for anything. For anything. And no due process. You're basically just going to get disappeared. And it's right there in black and white. Go study it. Go read it. Maybe I'll post a link in the Bror Nation Facebook group so you can read the entire thing for yourselves. It is absolutely frightening. And of course it's not going to make the news or anything like that. But, alright. 415 people. Yeah, I mean, you know, everyone's like, well, they're doing it anyway. How much they have on you? Well, yeah, but advertisers are profiling you. Now, the government's going to profile you. You know, and you could be deemed, just randomly deemed problematic. You know, like this whole thing about, oh my God, you know, how dare big corporations censor? How dare they censor the ex-president? How dare they censor information about the thing in your arm and the thing over your face? That is nothing. That's amateur hour. You're talking about like the federal government and having absolutely no recourse whatsoever. You just basically get disappeared if you're deemed offensive in any shape, form, or fashion. Oh my God. So everyone's supposed to just toe the line. You know, watch what you say. Oh my God. Sort of like a black helicopter's gonna land right here and just like swoop me up one day. Last seen of Harold. What happened? I don't know. Must have been that live stream the other night. It's absolutely terrifying, and people need to be aware of it. And if you brush it off, you know, God help you. You know, because you might be aligned with, you know, certain thoughts that are in agreement right now, but all it has to be is like a change of, you know, political sentiment, and then you're on the list. You know, it just irks the hell out of me. I mean, just the fact that they come out and say 20 years, no probation, no parole, no due process, no nothing. They just grab you if they find you using a VPN, which a lot of people are. I have a VPN also because I like to browse anonymously, but it's for speed. It's for browser speed. Anyway, so yeah. So automatically, they could just scoop you up and throw you in a hole for 20 years, which basically means the rest of your life because you're disappeared at that point. Zero due process. That is actually a bill that's being bantered around right now. I mean, are we not ready for the asteroid quite yet? You know, bring on that freaking asteroid because we're going to hell in a handbasket. Oh my God. And this is what everyone voted for, supposedly, to be spied on in their bedrooms.
It's like a really...
What? You know, what are they going to start deeming? Oh, you know, they're unconventional in the bedroom. Let's lock them up. You know, what's next? Because they're going to be in your bedroom watching you. You got to be careful what you say. I mean, this is, oh my God. Just study it. I don't want to beat the hell out of it, but just go study it, please, people. All right, let me catch up on chat. The current administration. That's why they're like, boing, yay! You know, like people wanting to ban TikTok was like a gift from heaven for them. What up? You know, because they never just stop there. You know, it just never stops at that one thing. It's like, okay, ban TikTok, but hey, while we're at it, let's watch them in their bedrooms. Make sure they don't say anything we disapprove of. And we were all bent about like the Twitter files, you know, what corporations are doing. This is our own government, you know, and the only reason they're doing it is because they're freaking frightened, you know. They're frightened of like people speaking out, so they want to shut people down. I told you the other night about the new thing. They're going to consider news copyright information, just like they do with me on music when I walk by. So if I speak on the news, they could copyright claim it and shut it down. That way you can't speak on the news. You know, like no alternate opinions. other than what the mainstream narrative is. Freaking frightening days we're living in right now. And people are just like, whatever, F you, I got mine. Alright, let me calm down. Where are we going? I'm just like walking. I'm just doing all this people watching. What is this, Tuesday? Where'd all these people come from? There's people all off work. I see a lot of convention folk. Yeah, who even, I mean, okay, let's think about this a second. Just the fact that they're saying we'll monitor every device that you have, what is that telling you? Just, you got to read between the lines on some of this stuff. What is that telling you when they say we're going to monitor every device that you have? And they listed them all. It tells you they already can. It's telling you they already can. They already have the capabilities. So that means that every electronics company at some point or another built a back door into either their software or their hardware to allow this to happen. No ifs, ands, or buts. So it's not like, well, you know, my Ring doorbell I bought in 2000. It doesn't matter. There's a back door in it all. What is this?
If you don't have 4 5s, get a job. I'm hiring. Gotta get DJ. Show your love, ladies and gentlemen. Give for the hearts, not for the wallets. Hold your donations high in the sky. We're gonna come around and collect some donations.
Mike D with the 50 Bananaramas. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
My brother have a sign. Show your love. Here we go.
Very kind. Okay, what do we got to talk about? Okay, we're gonna keep talking about it. Let's talk about. Oh, that's it. Raw. So that means there's already backdoors built into everything. And you can say, no. Yes. You know how that happens? I'll tell you how that happens. Because every one of them, from Samsung, I don't care what you say about how secure Apple is, they're on board too. You know, I mean, let's just face it, it's everyone. In order to get government contracts or government favor on any level, there's something in that contract that says, hey, let's just put that little back door in there and we'll buy, 50,000 of your laptops and 1 million of your phones and 10 million instances of your software. You just have to build this back door into it. Of freaking course. The fact that they're saying once this bill gets signed, it starts, means they already have the capability of doing it. So, yeah, these are the things that have been spanking me lately. Yeah, it's those devices, those 360 things that have been getting me lately. But, yeah. What are we talking about here? Back alley Sally. But yeah, that's how it works. So don't think you're immune. It's like, remember back in the day, people be like, oh, be careful what you say, over the phone. Don't say certain things over the phone, yada, yada, yada. Now we're like, Alexa, tell me how to cook 5 different kinds of shrimp. Where do you think that's going? The Instagram boyfriend. It wasn't that funny. What up, man? Alright, where were we? You only sleep with your cell phone? Alright. So yeah, you can go look that up. I'm not like pulling anyone's leg. I read it. It's out there, and it will pass. It will pass. No ifs, ands, or buts. It probably won't. Like any other negotiation, You start out at the extreme. How much do you want to make an hour? $300 an hour. You know, how much do you want to pay me? $50 an hour. You know, there's starting points, you know, extreme starting points. That's just how negotiation goes. So they'll strip some of the jive out of there. But what is it called? They put another clever marketing name on it. And this just came out today. And you won't hear, oh, I gotta mute this, hold on. All right. So yeah, in some form or fashion, it'll pass. You know, but that's, you know, and it's not just pork. It's not just like, oh, let's do a bill to do this, that, and the other, and hey, let's stick something in there to build a bridge for fish, you know, in Wyoming. You know, it's not like that type of pork. This is just straight up evil. I'm going to go so far as to call it evil. It's just straight up freaking evil. And my radar was going off. I'm like, why is everyone on board with banning the TikTok? Because certain elements in our government love that it's a mental illness factory and that we're being spied on. They might even be complicit in it, you know? Yeah, harvest our citizens' data. Go for it. Oh, I didn't notice that. What are they building? They're building new floors up there. What up? Is that like sweets up there? That looks pretty freaking sexy. Did you guys know? Okay, let me show you something you might. Let me change the subject. Then we'll talk about men and women. Something far less controversial. Did you guys know about this? Look. Did you guys know that like right in the center there, they're balconies? I read the actual source material. It's already posted. And it is freaking frightening. Alright, let's go. Oh. No, wait, people walk by me? 11 seconds. No, I read the actual... I seen the horse's mouth. And it's pretty freaking evil. Alright, I'm going to drink some water. Let me wet my whistle a little bit. And then we'll talk about... What are we going to talk about? I know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about... And while I'm drinking water, you can start dropping it in the comments. Two things. We might only get to one, depending on the feedback. But, like I said earlier, someone asked me in a conversation, what is the most valuable thing a woman can give to a man? And what is the most valuable thing a man can give to a woman? Well, I'm drinking water. Drop it in the chat and let me know. In the meanwhile, you can do some people watching while I drink my water. Alright, I'm reading. Time, trust, happy ending, smart water. Oh, it smells like dookies over here. Someone's dookie in the bushes? That's gross. Communication, honesty, loyalty, security. Have their back no matter what. Time, a child, loyalty, respect. Make a woman feel safe. Keep it going. Love. Respect. New golf clubs. Low body count. Phil might be onto something. What up, 26 months? What up, Phil? I miss you, bro. A child, a promise, security, a big O, someone to listen, a cell phone, TikTok. A simple, good game. All right, keep it going, keep it going. I'm reading them as I'm drinking. Boobies, cooking, companionship, no nagging, attention. You don't have trust, you don't have nothing. Gawk, gawk, 3,000. What does that mean? I don't know. We're naming off. Okay, I'm going to still keep on this for a while because I'm enjoying reading these things. I want to see who gets it. What is the most precious thing, the most valuable thing a woman can give to a man? And what is the most valuable thing a man can give to a woman? That's what we're going to discuss. Definitely smells like someone dumped in the bushes over here. It's nasty. Oh, I saw a correct answer. I guess I did. Peace, freedom, children. Oh, okay, let me say this. All right, let me rephrase that. The most valuable thing a woman can give to a man besides a child. How you doing? Hi. Like, what do you give to him? What do you give to him? And I'll keep narrowing it down because you're going to get it. Loyalty and exclusivity, purpose, money, freedom, a pet, gas money, praise, emotional support, a slap on that. Yeah. A new bowling ball, piece of mind. Yeah, I mean, these are all... Okay. All right. Now I'm going to narrow it down. Now I'm going to make it a little easier. I'm trying to think. Let's see. How much time we got? I got an hour. Got an hour. All right. This should... It might not take an hour. Maybe we could do both men and women in one shot. Let's see. And I'm going to cut this out into a separate segment. Because this, the world needs to hear this. And this, again, these are my opinions. You can be on board, you're not. But I'm just here to, let's see, stimulate some conversation. I just don't want to get run it over here. Where's the crossing guard? Where's the drunk-ass crossing guards? This guy's not paying attention to nothing. He's on Snapchat. Sending D-pics. Okay, I'm going to narrow it down, make this a little easier. Okay, the thing that... Hope this doesn't get spanked. The thing that a woman, the most valuable thing that a woman can give to a man, like 99.9% of men will never get it. Will never get it. They just have to go on in their existence through life, in and out of relationships, without ever getting it from a woman. And it's just something a man has to resign himself to, for the most part, unless things change dramatically. All right, does that help? Empathy, appreciation, handcuffs, bags in the rear. BJ. Oh yeah, remind me later. We're gonna have another. What the hell? We're gonna have another conversation about. I hope. Let me get away from this guy. We're gonna go cardio, rock, 2 steps at a time, rock. I'm a beast. Getting away from music. Absolute beast. 2 steps at a time. Was that stable? Did my gimbal? This is the second gimbal. My last gimbal died the other night while I was doing that video. That sucked. I ripped through gimbals. There's one I want to get, but it's kind of expensive. A Hohem M6. That's next on the list. All right, total loyalty, understanding, a lap dance. Ooh, I'm a little out of breath. Respect. Independence, security. All right. I know it's gonna piss a bunch of people off. I got an ad too. Here goes the turnover. Let me get a few more. I gotta re-trigger my chat when they drop a commercial on me. They are paying me, I just found out. Not that much. I think I got like an extra $10 in the last live stream that did not get spanked for the mid-roll commercials. So, you know, $10 is $10. That's $300 a month. No, it's not. Where do I go? 15 times? That's $150 a month. So thank you for being patient with a 5-second ad. A debit card, gold, monogamy. All right. Let's. Wonder if she has it.
Something that's like lit.
Jewelry, attention. All right. I'm gonna turn around and head in the other direction in a second. Wow, that's loud. I don't want to go on this side and deal with all the jive. What's taking place here? King of all cameras. Got the pro out here. She's got some black and blues up and down her buttocksical region. I don't know what that's all about. No tiny aliens can stop over there. All right, praise and thanks, a spanking, ZZ Top, pearl necklace, not material. The most valuable thing, all right, the most valuable thing a woman has to offer. Let me get past these people. The most valuable thing a woman has that she can give to a man can only be given once, and that's her virginity. That's her purity. Bottom line. And every guy wants it. Only one man gets it. So 99.9% of the men on the planet never have that. Never have that from the woman that they love, care about, want to wife up, etc., etc., etc. Because that's equivalent to time. Because once that's given away, you can't give it to more than one person. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get past this guy. Rah. Pearl got it, and Matt Strain got it, and that is absolute truth. That is truth, and that's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow for men, and it's a tougher pill to swallow for women, because now, you know, in the new age of modern women, that's almost frowned upon, you know, but it's something that men are programmed to want and desire and view as an absolute plus. Now, there's exceptions to that rule. There might be men out there who don't care. I mean, face it, there's guys out there who marry, corn stars. I consider them like lacking in self-respect, but it is what it is. So there are exceptions to that rule. The other exception is men who never get any might have an exception to that rule. The other people that might have an exception to that rule is, that desire, not a rule, the innate desire of a man to wholly want a woman, that's had no previous experience before him. Young, inexperienced men, because they're just like, hey, like when we were kids, we used to have all these things like, we say things like this. I mean, how crass this sounds. This is the inside of a male brain. Back when I was a kid, we used to be like, hey, if she smokes, she pokes. Believe it or not, tell me I'm wrong, guys. If she smokes, she pokes, Because we'd be of the belief that a woman who smokes was more apt to give it up, to be easy, you know? But look at the context of that, though. Look at the context of that mentality. The context of that mentality is not based on relationships. It's based on knocking boots. And women, from the beginning of time to the end of time, will always be the gatekeepers of sex. It's a given. But men, are the gatekeepers of relationships. It doesn't matter how bad a woman wants to have a relationship. If there isn't a guy willing to establish a relationship with her, it's just simply not going to happen. You can't force a man into a relationship unless, you trap him with a baby or something. But even then, that might not pan out. An anchor baby. And likewise, a woman has always been the gatekeeper of sex, because it doesn't matter how bad you want to have sex with a woman, if she says no, it's no. And let's not talk about the other thing that might happen with the tiny minority of men who would just, belong in prison or dead. But yeah, so that's the way it works. So there is a mentality, but the mentality of guys who don't care or will even foster conversations about it and yada, yada, yada. It's a very immature mindset, or it's a mindset born out of, just wanting to hook up. Because once you get into the mindset of having a relationship with an individual, everything changes. Because whether people want to believe it or not, especially women, whether they want to believe it or not, women look at a man's future. Women are more focused on a man's future. What he's doing with his life, what his potential is, where he's going, what is his earning capability, that type of stuff. Women wait at the finish line, and want to pick as many winners as they can. So women are more concerned about a man's future. On the other hand, men are more concerned about a woman's past than her future, which that probably makes a lot of women their heads explode. But men are more concerned about your past than your future. You know why? Because that's a really deep conversation in and of itself. But as far as we're concerned, if we're going to wife you or have a relationship, your future is with us. We're just okay, we're making a lifelong commitment to have you part of our life, part of our frame, involved in everything. Commitment to take care of you, commitment to provide for you, commitment to love you. Oh shit, I gotta shut this off, damn. friggin' Frank Sinatra. You know, that was a spank waiting to happen. So as I was saying, so we don't care about a woman's future because we take it upon ourselves as men. Yes, I read in the comments there's exceptions to everything, but the exception does not disprove the rule. Like, a fossil is technically shit. So you can say, all shit stinks. No, it doesn't, because there's a fossil of a dinosaur turd and it doesn't smell. That doesn't change the facts that shit stinks. So the exception does not change the rule whatsoever. There's always outliers and exceptions. But when we bring a woman into our frame, into our lives as a partner, we're making a commitment to provide, to love, to support, to do all the things expected of us, hopefully without having to ask. You know, we just do it freely because we understand the responsibility of being a man and taking on a responsibility of a woman. And what? So we're not concerned about the future because we hopefully are the ones who are providing it. You know? What is going on here? But we are that is so rank. They should fill it up with like ramen. You ever see those things where they fill it up with ramen? Can we go stand under that sign? I guess we can. How much time we got? We got time. But we are concerned about the past, because it's just our nature, you know? Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that a woman who has bestowed the most precious gift that she can possibly bestow on a man, if she cannot bestow it on you, is that a problem? Does that negate a relationship? Does that negate wifing her up? Well, you know, if you're raised around enough Italians, there's an expression, as I was, you know. All right, I'll give you the extreme case. The extreme case would be, all right, find out how many, if you want to wife her up, find out how many dudes she's been with and go and whack them all. And if there's too many, whack her too. That's an extreme case. I don't support it, but I'm just talking about the mentality of men. Okay. Buffalo? What? Buffalo. That being said, does that negate everything? Does that mean you're not qualified? Does that mean that, you know, men will detest? Does that mean whatever? Not necessarily. Do I believe in the concept of the born-again virgin? Absolutely not. But here's the thing, as we make our way up the rest of these stairs. Yeah, babe slots, I agree. But, you know, this is a public service announcement.
So I'm going to have you on your good side on this.
I'm going to have you on your good side. Do you even know what my good side is? Okay, so, but I know there's a lot of single people, and I know I'm well aware of my demographic, but, okay, does that negate it? Do I believe in the concept of the born-again virgin? Absolutely not. No such thing. Once you've given that away, well, I was young and stupid, blah, 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 you know, feminism, the sexual revolution, SLUT shaming. I've heard all the excuses in the book. Ladies. All right, let's chill out a second here. Okay, I've heard all the, I've heard all the things. Well, I didn't know, had I known, blah, blah, blah. We're not even talking about body count yet. That's a whole nother issue, the concept of body count. But let's not even delve into that. Let's just talk about the valuable gift. All right, now, born-again virgin, no. So, based on that, a man who 99.9999% of all men will never get that from the partner that they're interested in, especially the older they get. And women are always like, oh, you know, he's going after these 20-year-olds. Well, there's a reason for that, and that happens to be one of them. But besides that, let's get past this music. Oh, what's in there? Where'd we come over here? All right, let's go this way real quick. Someone wanted to see the sign as I'm dropping all this mad knowledge. All right, hopefully we don't get spanked. But I do record these separately in 4K, so I could always pop this up later. All right, so based on the fact that men, since the beginning of time, have learned to accept the fact that, for the most part, he is not the recipient of the most precious thing a woman could possibly give to him, he's resigned himself to that fact, right? So men have developed various copes around that. And one of them $2.2 Canadian Bananamas from the Golden Boy. Dropping the knowledge. That guy's ready to do some streaming. Okay. Alright. Wow, looks like flying. So men have developed various coping mechanisms. We've developed Rose. Jackass. Guy stinks too. I don't respect what he's doing. I don't care what situation he's in. Men have developed coping mechanisms. Men have developed a serious case of rose glasses when it comes to that. You know, we've learned cumulatively, I mean, again, there are exceptions. We've learned, I wouldn't say that it's not realistic. It's highly realistic, but that depends on, you know, that's because, how would I say? I'm gonna get past this here. That certainly isn't big sacks. Oh my God. Who told me to come over here? It's a woman's thing. You know, women have like stopped caring about that situation. It's just like, you know, it's just, what is it? A modern thing. Times have changed, blah, 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 blah. You know, no. You know, times have not changed. You know, people's thinking about it has changed. It doesn't change the fact that that is a desire of the male of the species. But again, we have developed a coping mechanism. So basically, when a man decides he's going to get into a relationship, well, that looks pretty freaking cool. There she is. Ain't riding today. Ain't riding today. So we've developed these coping mechanisms that allow us to function despite knowing that, especially the older we get, that there's 0% chance that someone got the most precious thing that the woman you're interested in can ever give to a man was given to somebody else. And that is a tough, tough pill to swallow. But again, the coping mechanisms are such that we've learned how to suppress that and we've learned how to ignore that. And the problem crops up when we find out about things. Like, I always recommend to all guys, don't ask questions you do not want the answer to. Just don't, in any category, but especially that category, because a woman will tell you. She'll tell you the things you don't want to hear. That'll make your freaking head explode. And then the problems just start from there. So what I would recommend is, based on the fact that the likelihood is like 0.00001 that you're actually ever going to get a pure woman in this life and in this country. Find one that plays the game with you, that does not bring up exes, that does not talk about the past, that does not have points of comparison, that doesn't bring baggage and things into a relationship. Ladies, this is how guys think. All right, we come over, right? And you put on like your best red negligee. If we're just there to knock boots, who cares? We rip it off and we move on. But if we're down with the whole relationship thing, we're entering into one, already into one, and you whip out the same red negligee that we haven't seen before, and we didn't buy with you at Victoria's Secrets or Ross. You know what goes through our heads? Wonder who else she's worn that for. Guys, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm not dropping the truth bombs right now. That's how we think. So what can a woman do to avoid that tension in a relationship? What's going on here is purge. Get rid of those triggering shits. And I hate the word triggering, but it is a trigger. Get rid of that shit and go shopping with him and make him feel like the most important man, like the first man, like, reclaim that. Let your man have the delusion. Let your man have that illusion in his mind. Support that illusion and do nothing, absolutely nothing, to change that in his mind. Don't go into the drawer. If you know you knock boots with this certain something on, don't throw it out. If you're serious about the dude, throw it the fuck out and start fresh and go to your man and say, listen, I want to go shopping with you. How about we go, pick this up or that up over at the frickin' Love Shop or whatever. No, not the Love Shop. Forget that. At Victoria, whatever. You know what I'm saying. And make him have the ability to live in that delusion, because he's doing it for you. He's doing it for you. He's allowing you the grace to look past the fact that he didn't get the most precious thing that you have to offer a man, was given to probably some douchebag somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Under the bleachers at high school prom, or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying, that's how everyone rolls, but just as an illustration, let him have that illusion. Let him live in that delusion, and he will love you for it. And he will thank you for it. He'll be well aware of it. But allow him the grace, because it's your favor too. It's like I wouldn't say exactly the whole born-again virgin thing, but if a dude's just willing to whitewash the fact, especially if you've been around the block a few times, you find a dude who's willing to just have a coping mechanism of, what I don't know don't hurt me. Roll with it. Encourage it. Let him live with it. Does that make sense? What's this dude doing? Oh, Elvis. Wow, people are in shorts already. Does that make sense? You feel me? Now, how does that, now men, well, what if it's a different thing with men? It's a different thing with men, It's like the BJ and bra strap principle. It's a different thing. Does a female necessarily want a guy who's a virgin? I'm sure there's exceptions, but I think for the most part not. Want me to tell you the BJ and bra strap principle real quick so we're on the same page as we walk back this way? Okay. This is the truth about exceptions. There is a degree of people who think in both these categories when it comes to BJs and bra straps. All right? Let me see if you get this analogy. Okay. There'll be a dude. There's two types of dudes, right? Okay, I'm going to drop my voice down. There's two types of dudes. There is the type of dude who gets the proverbial BJ and says, and goes run back, tell all his friends and says, oh my God, dude, that was the best BJ I ever had in my entire life. You know, I'm going to wife her up. Okay. And then there's the other type of dude who says, damn, how many has she polished to get that good? Dig what I'm saying? You dig it? And on the other side of the coin, when a man encounters the bra strap, there's guys who can snap it off like this, watch. Even if it's got like 3 hooks on it, bang, one snap of the fingers, boom. That thing's gone, right? And there's a certain type of woman who will say, a man with experience, a man who knows, a man who's a man. And then there's another type of female who'll go, damn, he's done that shit a lot. You see what I'm saying? Which are you? BJs and bra straps. Yeah, like the freaking Fonz. Pop.
I'm not complaining.
Okay. Now that we've covered that, do we have time? Yeah, we got like a half an hour. Okay. All right, now let's get into let's work with the females here. All right. What is the most valuable thing a man can give to a woman? All right, I'll sit back and I'll wait for the comments to roll in on that. Go. Oh, sports bra? Then, you know, then he should have like a good EDC knife in his pocket to just sexily slice it off. Yeah. Just saying. No, I'm joking. Okay, trust, truth. Sean Connery has the answer. I know exactly what you're saying. Could crack across the mouth. Yeah, that was his thing. I talked about your... Oh yeah, you know. Okay, with your teeth, bite it off. Get rid of that sports bra. Well, if you're wearing a sports bra looking to knock boots, you're probably not looking to knock boots. That's not going to take place until you're already in a relationship. And by then, you already know what you're doing. The boundaries have already been set up as to what's appropriate and what's not. Encounter a woman with a sports bra on, you know, that's basically like a chastity belt for the boobies. Where are we going? Let I park. All right, attention, loyalty, time. Once again, Matt Strain nails it. You must have a great relationship. All right, time. Well, there's two things. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna drink some water first, and then we're gonna get into it. Oh, this guy got pulled the F over. I want to see if how bad YouTube spanks this. I'm like on all of it. I just felt like getting a little polarizing. I just want to be me. I just want to talk. But I'm also answering a question. Someone legitimately asked me these things. And I was like, well, I'll talk about it on a live stream because it's way too much to send in an email. All right, let me get some water in me. Holy cow, it just got suddenly windy. Brutally windy. Whoa! That happens so often in Vegas. Oh, another one ran it over. Another one. Boom, boom. That's just tearing people's cars up. You see those all over Vegas. Metallic signs just laying in the street, and you have to run over them. That just blows. That's highway patrol that pulled this guy over. What's that about? All right, water ingested. Okay, there's two things that a man, and it's not virginity, we already covered that. It's like, I mean, he's probably not even one, and he's like 12. Is time and your DNA. Those are the two most precious things a man has to give to a woman. Time and DNA. That guy can well. So yeah, time and DNA, not money. But see, time is part and parcel, because here's how it goes. And a lot of women make the mistake when it comes to time. Because a man is supposed to be out there slaying dragons. The dragons in his mind. Divish with the 22 Bananagramas. Thank you very much. 22,000 as of yesterday. A man is supposed to be out slaying dragons. He's supposed to be out there earning. He's supposed to be out there setting himself up to be a provider. You know, he's supposed to be doing all those things that make a man a man. And that requires time. So yes, time is money. So yes, it's all part and parcel, but time. And you hear a lot of women say things like, you work too much. You know, if you're like getting into a relationship and, you know, this person's telling you like you work too much, it's not going to end well. I'll just tell you right off the bat, it is not going to end well, because the time that you bestow upon someone that you're interested in, that you're in a relationship with, whether it's starting off or you're married for 30 years, is absolutely freaking precious to a man. It's his most valuable commodity, is his time, if he's a good man. If a man has all the time in the world to sit on the couch and watch chick flicks with you, there's something wrong. You know, he better be independently wealthy. And even if he is, he should be growing his empire. You know, even if he's retired, he should still have interest. He should still be growing and learning. If a guy's sitting on a couch with you all the time, there's something wrong with that picture. There has to be balance. But time is the most precious commodity. So when a man gives the woman his time, that means a lot. When he stops what he's doing to give that time to you, I would say the whole you work too much. No, I don't. You do, you know, I thought we were going to have more time today. I'm not speaking about me. I'm just speaking metaphorically in the first person. I gave you the time that I carved out of my day. I moved this to the left, that to the right. I shifted this 2 hours. I'll put off this till tomorrow. I got up extra early to get this done in order to make this 3 hours all about you. So why are you busting my balls? That's how it works, ladies, unfortunately. And you got to kind of get used to that if you're with any type of man of quality, you know? And that's how it works. And as far as your DNA goes, you know, that's unique to you. That's you and yours alone. There is no other DNA on this planet besides what you're packing. And you can't indiscriminately give that away. That's something that you gotta protect. You know, that's a gift. That is, you know, that's something specially unique to you, and you shouldn't be spreading that all over frickin' town. Now, how are men fucking up in that arena? Okay, we can get into the whole simp concept. Time. Where are men finding the time to sit on like OF or P-Hub or any of these other things and sit there and watch it and send money to women for showing their hoo-has online and self-spreading their DNA and all this other stuff? Something wrong with that picture. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got time to be doing that, you got time for a lot. You don't like the car you drive? Why are you on OF? You know? You don't like the job you have? Why are you spending time doing this, that, and the other thing? You know what I'm saying? But time is an absolute precious commodity. And a woman should be thankful, you know, for the time. Unless he's just like a total D, like the stereotypical Hallmark movie. Oh, you missed all the kids' birthdays. No, I'm not saying that's what it's all about, because that's equally wrong too. But time, you know, especially in the beginning, if you get involved in someone and they're just like, you know, dominating your time and you don't make time for us, explain once or twice what it took to carve out that 4 hours that you were making time for. And, you know, if that's not respected or reciprocated by peace and making the most of that 4 hours, I mean, you know, you can spend 4 hours, you're going to spend 2 out of the 4 hours arguing about how it's not enough time. Don't go down that road, fellas. You know, you got to find a woman who respects that time is the commodity, you know, and protect your DNA. Protect your DNA at all costs until you find a woman who, you want to have a life with. And then, you know, then whatever. And get a prenup. You feel me? All right. Yeah, I'm deep AF. Yeah, cooters. Spreading every day, guys. 222. Where is all this coming from? Like I said before, this isn't coming from my soul. This because I've known these things since I was knee high to a grasshopper. It came from someone sent me a message and an in-person question that was just on this subject. And rather than engage a conversation strictly based on that, I said I would just talk about it on the next live. So I hope this person's listening. And that's that. It wasn't anything like, you know, it's not anything I'm personally feeling, but I thought it'd be a good change of pace to talk about. There's only so many places you could eat shrimp in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about life. I want to drop knowledge. And I do have a lot of experience, so I like passing it on. Oh, how romantic. Yeah, it's freaking gusty winds over here.
Other than something that does have us.
You're welcome, Caroline. And I'm curious to hear what everyone has to think about all these things. Like I said, it's just my opinion. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. But, I think if most people are honest, they'll agree. Might hurt a few feelings, you know. Might be some regrets involved, but yeah, you know, we've all made mistakes. And they're almost all redeemable. And we're not even going to talk about the whole body count issue. Oh, freaking Rod. Shut up, Rod, you jackass. Bags in the reel. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, technically, podcasting, I mean, technically that's what I'm doing per se, but when I get into the studio, which should start not next week, but the week after, because I got 2 conventions I got to deal with, almost back to back, I'm going to be doing this, having discussions like this from the studio, and that would technically be a podcast, I'll have Joe Rogan on and we'll talk shit. We'll get in some deep-ass conversations. Raw. Finally, you laugh. I haven't been making you laugh the whole time, Val? Come on. I mean, there was an element of humor to everything I said, but I think I'm being pretty straightforward. Okay. I'm the guy who says stuff. I'm the guy who says what a lot of other men or people will not. Because, I don't know, I believe in putting all the cards on the table. Like, immediately. Like, this conversation is like, let me take a step back and I'll say I'm a firm believer in never, ever asking questions you don't want the answers to. So I never ask those questions, And if a dude's like prying into your past sex life, that's freaking weird. There's something, he's either gonna weaponize it and use it against you, and the ladies, you listen to me now. He's gonna use it against you in your future, down the road, or there's something wrong with him. Or he's just looking to knock boots. That's just the way it works. What time is it? Do we got 15 minutes? I'm going to have to mute right here for this stupid thing here. Yeah, do you feel me, ladies? If a dude's prying about your sex life, you're not offering up details, because I would never in a million years have that discussion. I mean, like randomly, by the way, I did this in the summer of '62 and all. No, it's in a relationship or even not. It's just like, it's nobody's freaking business except my own, But if a dude's prying into your sex life, that's a huge red flag. That's a huge red flag. And don't fall for it. Even if you're, head over heels or whatever. If that conversation comes up, trust me, he will bring it up in the future. He'll be all over that shit, like every time you get into a fight. He'll be like, oh, but what about Bob? Did you say that to Bob too? The guy who banged you under the bleachers? You know what I'm saying? Just don't do it. Just be like, no, let's not say we did. Damn, we glitched out there a second. Yeah, just, and dudes, I'm going to say, don't ask questions that you don't want to hear the answer to, Just don't. Don't bring that baggage. Don't bring relationship or sexual baggage into the future. I saw some dumb meme on Facebook that said, oh, this is some some woman who's, boss babe, I don't need no man type of thing. They post all the rhetoric. What'd she post? I'm looking for a man who's going to help me unpack my baggage. Get a freaking therapist or a cat. Don't ever expect a man to sit there and unpack your baggage. That is unfair, on many, many levels. You're just going to die alone if that's how you think anyway. And dudes, if you're helping unpack someone's baggage, you're just doing it wrong. You're not the therapist, you know? You're not. You know, a woman's gotta, or a man's gotta fix their psychological issues and their baggage before getting into a relationship. Otherwise, they have absolutely no business in being in one in the first place. You know? Willing to unpack my baggage. Leave that shit home, you know? Purge. You enter into something new, purge everything. You know? Down to the freaking jewelry you received. You know? That's a tough one, huh, ladies? Down to everything you received. Fellas, too. Purge it all. Purge all those pictures you got in that special folder on your phone. Just get rid of it all. If you want to move forward, if you want a future. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I did all the philosophizing. Yeah. Rock. Alright, so how does everyone feel now? I'm your life coach now, I told you. Nah, I told you so. How you feeling about it now? That sign looking sexy AF. Did they redo this? That almost looks new. Yeah, new start, new everything. And we'll get into all the other aspects. I want to see what, how this goes over. If YT even, we'll talk about all the stuffs. I told you, I could print out questionnaires for both sexes. Yes, there's only two, but both. What to ask on the first date. Yeah, that's going to be my new career. Be a matchmaker. Why am I afraid to cross the street? Maybe because it's like 99 cars. And I'm looking down the barrel of them all. Oh, what up? Is this guy rocking, let's see. What are you rocking there, bro? That was illegal what he just did. Hitting someone with a phony ass emergency thing. Get arrested for that shit. This dude rocking on flat. Yeah, man. Nah, pull over, bro. That guy got him a flat tire. What is wrong with a man unpacking his lady's bags? Because it's nothing good's gonna come from it. Nothing good's gonna come from you using a man as a therapist. Nothing good is gonna come from it. You gotta do your healing before stepping into a relationship with another human being. Otherwise, you're being selfish and unfair. That's just the bottom line. And the same thing, you shouldn't be, a woman shouldn't be unpacking a man's baggage, but, that's more of I saw it in a female context, that's why I brought it up. Shouldn't be unpacking each other's baggage. You should have, proper therapy or a support circle outside of your relationship. I mean, I'm not talking about, the day-to-day stuff or things in the context of your own relationship, but, you shouldn't be bringing problems like, you shouldn't be bringing past relationships and all sorts of shit like that into a new relationship. It's just, okay, how a relationship starts is indicative of how it's going to finish. Just keep that in mind. So if you're going to start out with baggage, the whole relationship is going to be baggage. That's as simple as I could put it. However, wow, they're still here. This is the one that went from 1,000 to nothing. However a relationship starts is exactly how it's going to finish. Just always keep that in mind. Alright. I'm gonna turn this around real quick. And yes, you know, I don't have a problem with people going to therapy and whatever, you know? Go get the help you need, because it is completely and unequivocally unfair to torture another person with your past or your problem. It's unfair. They're not your therapist, you know? This is what it is. All right. Pinche Dr. Phil. All right, so I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch the comments. I'm gonna see what YouTube does for this, and I'm gonna cut this up into a separate video and I'm gonna read everyone's comments, because I wasn't, you know, when I get in a train of thought, that stream of consciousness, I don't really read all the comments, so I'm gonna check all that out. All right, let me adjust my chat real quick. A bonk. All right, there we go. Wow, is that the same woman? Yes, all classics. It is. Well, she cashed out $300.83. You know, she was here when I started. She put in $200 and she was betting $2. She hit the major for almost $700, started betting $5, hit another one, got another $200, ran it down to like $155, and then I see that they cashed out at $3. So I don't know what the deal is. But I'm curious to see what you guys think about what we talked about. And I want to see if you guys have, you know, things that you want me to speak on. Because I got opinions about everything, trust me. And a lot of it is based on experience. I gotta lie, I haven't lived the perfect life. I've learned a lot of shit the hard way as a man in relationships, as a man out of relationships, and, you know, surrounding myself with other people. So, yeah, you know, I want to hear your comments too. And you guys know how to reach me if you want me to discuss a specific subject. And eventually, like I said, when I go in the studio, I'm fully set up to have guests on and, you know, have different interactions if people want to ask questions and whatever. Because the difference is between walking around here and doing it in the studio, I could feed off certain things that I see going on. And like I could look at something on the ground and talk about it for 20 minutes. In a studio environment, I have to be a little more structured, even though I am going to be able to read all the chat and feed off that. It's just going to be me and you guys like this. So yeah, I'm going to be bringing guests on and, you know, that type of stuff too. And we'll discuss that. And I printed up, well, I just finished typing up, thanks to ChatGPT, I typed up a whole list of instructions on how to get the best out of your webcam and where to sit and should the window be behind you and in front of you. That way, even from a guest perspective, it just looks freaking awesome. So, yeah, I'm going to be having a lot of you guys on. If you want to discuss various topics, I'm down, trust me. What are we talking about? Alright, I'll catch up with it. Everyone enjoyed that? Looking forward to more topics like that? Alright, cool. So everyone kind of dug it? We didn't even get into the body count issue. We'll see what the stats look like. I'll cut this into a separate segment and put it up in like a week. And, you know, we'll see how that goes. And then you notice I've been doing that. You know, yeah, relationships always get things, people talking, and we talked about, you know, some other things at the beginning, so go back and watch it if you're, if you tuned in late. But I enjoy having conversations like this. Like I said, you know, Vegas is just the perfect background for me, and I'm never gonna stray from it. I'm never gonna stop doing live streams on the Strip, but I want to talk about, you know, I want to talk about more topical things. Who's blocked? Was someone in there like being a D? All right, well, you know, that's the other guy I was talking about. The guy with too much time on his hands, living an unproductive life with a jar of Vaseline, you know, next to him. You know, you can't do much about those people. I don't even feel sorry for them, but it is what it is, you know? Anyway, I'm going to get going, and let's see. I'm going to thank everyone for the generosity of the Super Chatters tonight, and thank you, True Love, and yeah, I'll talk about all that stuff, you know? Yeah, I'm down. Thank everyone for the Super Chat, the Super Thanks after, and I'm going to invite everyone to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is 2 to 5 times a week. And watch Sports Channel, you know how to do that. I got the Patreon, I got the channel memberships, I got all sorts of links in the description below. Oh, before I go, I always toss up all sorts of blessings for you guys, and I'd appreciate the same in return because of, as of, let's see, yesterday I went back to the oral surgeon that, talk about when I fell in love. I won't talk about that. I'll talk about that type of stuff. I went back to the oral surgeon who, like, you know, worked on my face and all that stuff, and there's some things that are going to be done. There's a couple things that have to be redone. I'm not upset. I'm not mad. There are actually things I requested. I think I developed a little bit of a lisp, and I'm, you know, perfectly transparent. I'm not thrilled about it, and that was part and parcel of the surgery and the fact that they had to take my tongue and stitch it to the bottom of my mouth. I have an excess. There's a scientific name for what that skin is. So they're gonna go in there and cut out all that skin and re-stitch it and whatever. And I have anywhere from 3 to 6 visits going back to the oral surgeon, and they're gonna, you know, just put my tongue back in my mouth because it's like freaking this long now, you know. So yeah, so I don't like the lift. You know, so that's a thing. I think they're watching me now. So we'll see. Toss up some blessings for that. And the first one is the 5th. So I'm going the 5th, and then I go once a week for the next 4 to 6 weeks. That's so far the game. So toss up some blessings for that. You know, it's going to cost a little scuttle, but nothing, you know. They're like, they met me more than halfway with their decision and my decision to have this additional surgery done. So yeah. So click on links in the description. Get your T.J. Hanley. Fellas, you're worth it. We're talking about relationship stuff. Even if you're in a relationship, you want your woman to fall back in love with you again, start like being like swooning over you, get that T.J. Hanley. 30% off. And get yourself an Olight while you're at it. Link in the description. I got all the links, I got all the stuff, and I love you guys, and I got yous as my friends. So I appreciate that, Mark. I don't know. I don't. They said they were gonna do like local anesthesia because I don't know. You know what? That's a good idea. I didn't even think to ask them if they're gonna knock my ass out or do it locally. That I'm gonna ask the surgeon tomorrow. Good looking out, bro. All right, people. That's me. That's you. I love you guys. Time, precious commodity. You gave it to me, and I'm more than thankful, more than grateful. You mean more to me, cumulatively, than you could possibly ever imagine. And I love you. Every single one of you, and that ain't no lie. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.